everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. Okay, so as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Now, this is a very nefarious story, so listen to this. A woman dies after her roommate pours hot oil on her. Now, this happened to a 63-year-old woman. And so she died 4 weeks after her roommate poured hot cooking oil all over her at a Missouri assisted living center. Now, police said officers found 63-year-old Doran Davis severely burned inside the Smiley Manor Assisted Living Center at 5415 Thekla Avenue in St. Louis. And this happened on March the 7th. So according to CBS My Network TV affiliate KMOV, they say the police said Davis's roommate poured hot cooking oil on her. Investigators told the network that the incident happened after the pair were embroiled in some type of dispute. And so the 65-year-old woman who did this, she was arrested and was held at the Missouri Department of Corrections. Now, Davis had been taken to a nearby hospital in order to be treated, but she died from her injuries on Sunday. According to Smiley Manor's website, the company is a family business that has operated in St. Louis for more than 30 years. Now, the Assisted Living Center accepts men, women, and veterans and states that it offers common spaces for its residents to communicate with one another. So they contacted St. Louis Police Department and Smiley Manor for comment. Newsweek did, and basically, according to Fox 2, now in 2021, they say St. Louis experienced a drop in their homicides. The city recorded 195 homicides in 2021 and a 25% drop from a record near 262 in 2020. However, the rate in 2021 continued to get higher as homicides continued to raise in numbers over the past 10 years. Police reported 113 in 2012. Also crazy. So this is really sad because this poor woman, 63 years old, can you imagine? She was likely lying down somewhere or whatever when this woman poured this hot oil on her. All because of an accident. I mean, not an accident, all because of an argument. And so anyway, she died from her injury Sunday. That happened on March the 7th. So she had to be suffering extreme pain. All right. This was hot oil where the lady was cooking on the stove. And I think they said she was frying chicken or something, honey. But it's just all so crazy. The things that people will do. So now listen to this. Now you all remember, hold on, we'll get to that in a second. But first, let's talk about this teacher. So this teacher sues the school or sues a student, a former student, for racial harassment, saying that you have to speak up. Now, this is unusual because it's usually the other way around where the students complain about being racially harassed, but the teacher actually sued a former student. And so a Virginia high school history teacher is suing one of his former students, alleging that the student committed multiple acts of racism against him. Now, Joel Mungo, who teaches at Minchville High School, said that someone left a banana at his door once a month in what he describes as clearly a deliberate act. So when he finally told school administrators what was happening, they pulled up security video and were able to identify the student who was in the 10th grade. Now, they say, I gave the student a chance to come clean. I asked him, hey, did you do this? And he said, no. He just played dumb. Like, no, I didn't do it. What are you talking about? Banana? What banana? So no idea what you're talking about, he said. So I said, okay, go down to the assistant principal. I'm the only black teacher he has. He has 6 other teachers and no other teachers were involved. This is what Mungo says. Now, initially, when the parents were contacted, the parents seemed to be truly embarrassed. Then when the student was suspended and the parents were informed, the parents became irate. So wait a minute, let me get this. They're embarrassed because their child's a whole racist piece of shite. And then when the child's punished for being a racist piece of shite, now they're irate. That just tells me that the parents are equally as racist. It's where the child learned it from. Please, why would you be irate? So he's supposed to just be racist and harass people and not get any type of consequences? Well, of course not. That's what they think. So anyway, And so just to have some type of hate crime is absolutely ridiculous, he says. It's 2022. I was sickened. I was highly upset. So upset that I took the day off. I didn't go to work that Friday. Now he's suing. He says, I'm just fed up with the racism all around, especially at our academic institutions. Coming from the HBCUs and other colleges, they have the bomb threats, the nooses, the bananas, and now it's streaming into public education. It's time to take a stand and just let people know that it will not be tolerated. I know I'm not tolerating it. You have to speak up. You can't allow it to go on, because then it will just continue to go on. And you know what? This is absolutely true. And this is a very good idea what he's doing. He's suing the students. Absolutely sue them. That's what we all should start doing. Like when you have kids going to school and your kids are being harassed by these little racist devils, beating them with belts and stuff, hitting them in the privates like they've been doing, making them drink urine, putting bananas in the lockers and locking them in there and all this racist stuff. You should not only be going in on the school, you should be going in on the students or the parents of these students. Because if they're minors, you can sue their parents for their bad behavior, for things that they do that are detrimental. So that's absolutely what I'd be doing. Or if they were about to turn 18, I would just wait a few months till they turn 18 and then sue them. It's absolutely what I would do, honey. This is a very good idea. And maybe then they'll start realizing or thinking twice before they engage in the little racist, hateful, wicked games that these devils obviously love to play. Okay, that's all I'm saying. They obviously love to play. And the parents going to act shocked and appalled, like they're so embarrassed. Honey, they're not embarrassed. The only thing they were embarrassed about was that they had been confronted with it. But they know these kids are racist because they taught it to them. As far as I'm concerned, they literally taught it to them. And so now listen to this. So they say a human leg was found on a Texas highway, and it was from a crash that happened more than 40 miles away. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm wondering how this severed leg ended up so far from the crash site. Sounds real crazy. And this happened in Cibolo, Texas. Now, police say a human leg was found on the side of the road in Texas, and that it came from a deadly accident that had occurred miles away earlier that day. A driver on Interstate 10 in Cibolo called police after finding what appeared to be a human leg in the eastbound lanes of the roadway. Honey, can you imagine? You're just driving down the road and you see a severed leg. Ooh, honey, I don't ever want to see anything like that. Now, when police called other agencies as part of their investigation, they learned about a deadly crash in Bourne, Texas, earlier that day. So the crash, which was also on I-10, killed Jeremy McGee. Now, police said that the Sequin Gazette that McGee was outside of they told the Sequin Gazette that McGee was outside of his truck when he was hit by a passing car. Investigators said the driver who hit McGee did stop and that it wasn't clear, why McGee was on the side of the road outside of his vehicle. Now, they say at this time, it's believed that another vehicle was traveling near the SUV that hit McGee, according to Bourne Communications Director Chris Shadrack. So he said upon Mr. McGee being struck by the vehicle, his foot somehow ended up lodged onto a vehicle and fell off in the community of Cibolo. That had to be extremely painful. Police said they're continuing their investigation, but the driver who hit McGee is not expected to be charged. Whew, that's just real crazy and unfortunate. I don't know why he was outside of his vehicle either, on the side of the road. So anyway, that's what happened. So anyway, with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in once again. Please be sure to like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right. Talk to you again soon. Peace.